is wrong with this picture? This writing on the side of your vehicle.
Oh,
Whatever. My concern is the sensibilities of a certain distinct and viable part of Canadian society, les Québécois.
Huh?
If you wish to avoid prosecution, I would advise that you comply with our language laws.
Just in time for the Quebec election, the language cops strike again in Montreal. Funny thing. What are they going after now? Well, it's not after the word pasta on the menu. It's after a salad bar that had some decorative pieces up. It's a place called Mandy's Salad Bar, and she has the name outside in big letters in French. And in the inside, though, there were some little pieces of decoration. Here's Mandy's quote. She said, "It was decorative pieces that we picked up along the ways of our travels with our families, pieces of our heritage, of our background. It was a place that we go in Maine that we picked it up." Beryl Wiseman joins me now to talk about what's become a political hot potato. He's with the Institute for Public Affairs in Montreal, joins us from our studios there. Beryl, to me, this smacks of the Office de la langue française getting involved in an election campaign, bureaucrats being political.
Well, Brian, first of all, it's good to be with you. Bureaucrats are always political here. I don't think it's any different, though, than what came before. I'll tell you what I think and what I see as the root of the problem. If this was going to be a political thing, if the message was going to be, we're going to irritate the hell out of the non-Francophone population for any little violation, you'd have the bureaucrats going after half a dozen of these people, these little incidents a week. Remember, there was no election when there was Pastagate, and there was no election at Spoongate. Spoongate, we've named for that very famous plastic
frozen
spoon
yogurt place.
in a yogurt place, right?
Yeah.
There was no election. I'll tell you what the problem is with this thing, what the election may have to do with it. Remember, the Quebec system, and this is a problem throughout the Quebec bureaucracy. To a great extent, it's a problem in certain other jurisdictions, but not as much as Quebec. The problem with this is that everything in Quebec, ostensibly, works on a system called dénonciation anonyme, anonymous denunciations. You can call into the Office québécois de la langue française, you can call into Revenue Quebec, you can call into the insurance bureau, the car insurance bureau, not give your name and denounce anybody.
That's incredible.
And it's acted upon. There is no Western jurisdiction that has this system of anonymous denunciations to the degree Quebec has. In other words, in Quebec, it's throughout the entire bureaucracy. Now, I can tell you that in New York, Mayor Bloomberg, with whom I disagree on a lot of things, by the way, he put in a snitch law, a rat law, that if you hear your neighbor doing something or see them doing something and you don't report them, you're liable for a fine. You have no more right of privacy. But it's still not as extensive as Quebec. It's turned over 1,000 years of Western legal principles.
In my view, so do the language laws. I mean, you've got the bureaucrats thinking they can control what's on Facebook. We had that with a woman who has a shop in Ottawa.
Delilah
She's got a shop
park
across the river in Chelsea, Delilah in the Park. They said her Facebook page had too much English on it. We got just over a minute left, Beryl. Let me ask you about this. I thought that we had freedom of expression in Canada. It's guaranteed in the Charter. I know our courts they're just filled with cowards that won't deal with that. But I looked up the Quebec Charter of Rights. It guarantees freedom of expression as well. And here it is, stripped away. You can't even have a little sign up on the side that says lunch, even when you've got your French menu twice as big as the English. This, to me, is an attempt to drive the English and everybody else out of Quebec.
More than that, the Quebec Charter is superior to the federal charter because under Section 10, it guarantees non-discrimination on the basis of language. Our problem is that with a system of anonymous denunciations where you can't face your accuser and no accuser has to reveal themselves, anything is possible. And my big problem, frankly, Brian, is where is my country in this? Because under Section 4 of the Ministry of Justice Act, passed in the 1870s, the federal government is mandated, they don't even have a choice, to intervene wherever the civil rights of Canadians are infringed anywhere in the country or where any federal legislation is infringed upon. It's never been applied since the 1920s. That's what bothers me. 1.5 million Canadian citizens with droit civique, with civil rights, abrogated and no champion.
And as you know, regardless of party, you're not going to find anyone with the stones to do that. Beryl, good talking to you. Best of luck sticking around in Montreal. Talk to you soon.
Take care.
Share your thoughts on Facebook, my Facebook page. You can post in English, you can post in French. I don't really care. More to come.